If you're thinking about moving to Grimsby, Ontario, but not sure if it's the right city for you and your family, or if it is, what are the best neighborhoods for you and your family to move to, then you're in luck. As in today's video, we're going to be jumping in, taking a look at Grimsby's map, and really breaking it down for you to better understand the different real estate opportunities, the parks, the local shopping, and more, so you know everything you need to know before moving to Grimsby, Ontario. So if you're new here, my name is Matthew. I'm a local realtor, and this is my channel where I share everything about what it's like living in Hamilton and the surrounding cities like Grimsby, Ontario. And recently, we've had a bunch of people reach out looking to buy here. So if that's you as well, feel free to send me and my team a message today to book your free relocation consult call. Other than that, let's just jump on into the map here and really look at where Grimsby is located and exactly what you can expect. So first things first, when we look at where Grimsby is located, it's located really in between St. Catharines and Hamilton, right along the Niagara Escarpment as well as Lake Ontario. As Grimsby's kind of border is this here, but really the majority of real estate found, like you just heard me say, is along the Niagara Escarpment, which kind of goes like this right here. Now, as a result, you're not gonna notice as much real estate options to choose from. It tends to be a smaller city compared to that of Hamilton or St. Catharines. However, it definitely has its own charm with a few different great neighborhoods to choose from. So if we zoom in here now and we take a look at Grimsby and how it breaks up, if we first look at the north section of Grimsby and the south section, where it's divided is by the Queen Elizabeth Parkway, or what's known locally as the QEW. Goes like this right here. So anything north of the QEW is bordering Lake Ontario, and anything south of the QEW is going to be bordering the Niagara Escarpment. So no matter where you're looking to move to, you're going to have some great nature either at the waterfront trails or also on the trails on the escarpment. So first things first, that is what you can expect, how Grimsby is divided. And then other than that, you're really going to have Grimsby divided into like two other sections. It's kind of going to go like this here, and roughly this here is a general sketch. I mean, it's a bit more detailed than that, but you have like the west side of Grimsby here. Here's where you're going to find the newest amount of real estate options to choose from. You kind of got the core center part of Grimsby, the original development, as well as the downtown part of Grimsby, built 60s to 90s. However, you can find some newer homes there like the Dorchester Estates. And then out to the east side of Grimsby, we are finding some newer development coming along this area right here. Not as much as the western side, excuse me, but still some. And then you'll also find Grimsby Beach here with some of the original homes that are known as like the gingerbread homes, like these old Victorian style cottages that have been painted very colorfully and very beautiful, that a lot of people like come for the weekend to check out. So that's kind of how Grimsby breaks down. Now, if we zoom into here and kind of give you a bit more detail of exactly what you can expect with each of the communities, we'll start all the way over here on the most eastern side. So the side that I recommend a lot of young professionals, people that are looking to get that QEW ease of access, have a lot of different condo and townhome options to choose from, is Grimsby on the Lake. And it's really in this section right here. So it's something like 60% of the real estate sold here are condos, and then the rest are townhomes to choose from. You'll find like one or two detached homes occasionally, but mostly condos and townhomes that have been built in the last 5-10 years. So you will have some local shops here. I know I like laying on the beach for some great Vietnamese cuisine, but then you'll also find some other shops here. Now, you're not going to have the most amount of shopping options to choose from this community here, as it's newer developed. There's no big box chain retail stores. It's just kind of shops that are underneath some condos to get your basic amenities done, to get some general food items when you're out. Then the other area on the eastern side of Grimsby is Casablanca. And it actually kind of goes like this. It kind of, if I kind of cut it up here, it's like this. It goes along this way here. Right here is really Casablanca. It's starting to expand a little this way. However, not really. Most of the development has already happened kind of in this pocket right here. What you're going to notice is it's now primarily detached home and townhome options to choose from. You are going to get a bit more box chain retail stores to choose from right along the QEW here. You have a few different restaurants, as well as a Loblaws, a Rona, a Real Canadian Superstore, as well to choose from. And the majority of this real estate, like I mentioned, is detached homes and townhomes built really in the last, again, 10 years-ish. You will notice that there are starting, as you start to come more to the western side, or more eastern side, excuse me, and get closer to the downtown core, you will notice some of those original side splits, back splits that have a little bit larger lots, kind of along, like the exact cutoff. Actually, we can go to layers and I can get you the exact thing here to kind of show you exactly it. So as you see, most of the development is here. Got a little bit of development over here, but not as much like I mentioned. And then if we kind of zoom in on here, is where you start to see those older, more mature land and trees, etc., with homes to choose from. Now, what's great, and I know what a lot of my family is looking to move to Grimsby love about this is, one, it really does feel like you're in nature. As like when you're driving down these streets here, you're really just looking at the escarpment, which is absolutely stunning to look at, both in the summertime when it's full of leaves, but also in the fall time when the leaves are changing. But two, you have the Grimsby Peach Community Center, which has a few different hockey rinks. You have an outdoor rink as well as like a splash pad. Oftentimes here, this is where you're going to find the Grimsby Farmer Market really taking place, like in this part of the parking lot as well. And then because it's been developed really with a great sense of community in mind, you're going to notice a lot of like these neighborhood parks throughout it, which are great options to choose from, all within walking distance to those townhomes and detached homes as well. Then when you're living either in Casablanca or you're living here, see, even here, this is, when was this photo was probably not updated most recently. This photo was taken when? 2023. That is, I don't think, correct, as the buildings have all been complete now, and you'll see that on my drone shots. But you also have the public beach right here, Casablanca Beach, which is great. These are the trails that everyone can go and enjoy. But as we kind of move more to like the center part of Grimsby and the downtown part of Grimsby, what you can expect to find is, again, more of those older homes to choose from, built 60s, 70s, a little bit into the 80s, and it's kind of divided, like just simply put, it's kind of like this right here, kind of cuts up like this, goes down like this, and here, and that's kind of like the central quarter or the downtown part of Grimsby. So this is where you're going to notice the most amount of shopping options to choose from within Grimsby. You have the little Grimsby downtown corridor here with a few different great shops like the Station 1 Coffee House and other restaurants to choose from. You have a little plaza right here that has a Canadian Tire, a McDonald's, a Mark's Work Warehouse, a dollar store, I believe a Shoppers Drug Mart as well. A lot of different options in this plaza here. You are going to find a few low-rise condo options to choose from, but not nearly the amount of options that you're going to find out in like the Grimsby on the lake area here. But I know the families that are really looking for that larger lot, want some great walkability to the local stores. This is a great option to choose from. And then other than when you're living in this community here, what you're going to notice as well, especially in like the downtown core, is some of that historic charm that the downtown really has to offer you along this area here of just the original buildings that made up Grimsby when it first originated. And it also gives you easy access to like Grimsby on the mountain to go up here and then go check out like Beamer Memorial Conservation Area, which is just has many different hiking trails. And what's great is like you literally can probably hike up there, and if you bought a home, detached home, townhome, condo, you could probably find your home when you're hiking up there, which I always find a little cool along all these different hiking paths. So you got a bunch of different lookout points, like the Beamer lookout point is just one example, kind of giving you that outlook both on Grimsby, but then also you can of course see Lake Ontario in its fullness as well. Then other than that, you'll find Centennial Park within like kind of the downtown core of Grimsby. So another park that has a lot of different green space, a few different sports fields, and just great for picnics overall to choose from. Then if we kind of go over here and we look at Grimsby Lakeside, so this is really anything that is north of the QEW. You have the Grimsby Marina right here. If you have a boat, this is a great spot to dock it. You can also buy a townhome that's like right by the boat and just enjoy the water at all times. But other than that, you are going to notice as many like real neighborhood parks as you are going to notice in like the Casablanca neighborhood we just chatted about. And that's just because of the time period it was built. It was more just residential homes were being put up, and your outdoor space was your backyard. So your backyard is going to be a bit bigger, but your neighborhood parks are going to be a bit fewer and far between. Then the next area that I'd recommend you guys really take a look at is like the western part, eastern part, excuse me, of Grimsby. It's been a long day, but right here, It's kind of where it is. You have Nels and Dorchester Estate. You have the Grimsby Beach area and Grimsby East here. So first things first, you have the hospital right here in Grimsby. So if you're looking to be a medical profession and work there, any of these neighborhoods is just going to offer a short commute to it. Nels and Dorchester Estate is going to be really the premium neighborhood that a lot of families I know love to consider moving to when you're thinking about Grimsby, as you're going to have those homes that are built in the 60s, 80s, 90s that really offer expansive size lots with completely premium finished, updated luxury interiors to go with it. But then on the other side, so like you got Nels Estates kind of on this side, and then you'll have like Dorchester Estate, which has been more like Casablanca, has been built in the last really 10 years, one in the last 5 as well, as you have a few streets still being finished construction today. That offers a great opportunity to choose from, all right backing on to the Niagara Escarpment. As if we just go here, got to change this up. Oops. And we go to this here. As you can see, like if I kind of grab this and kind of flip this and turn it over, like when you're really like traveling through it, you're going to really notice all the different nature that you have to offer just with the Niagara Escarpment kind of going along it. And then you have a few parks to choose from. So here you can kind of actually see the divide between like Nels Estates and Dorchester Estates with like the newer homes. Typically those 2-story homes, smaller lots, but been built recently, so they have more updated finishings on average. And then you have like the Nels Estate sides that have, of course, bigger lots. You're going to find a few more pools, as you can just see through all the little blue dots that come out here, but also offer larger trees because the area has just been established much older and longer as well. So it's a great opportunity to do it. And then if we kind of pull back here and we kind of go all the way over here, if you're looking for townhomes, like a lot of these areas here, like Nels and Dorchester Estate, it's pretty much 90-80% detached homes. Where the townhomes are going to be found is really along the QEW. So this is the QEW right here. Great option to choose from. Kind of along, actually, kind of move over this way here. It's actually not developed, but this whole strip here that's yellowish is actually now all townhomes to choose from. Then if we kind of go to the other part, which is like Grimsby's beach area right here, you're going to notice a few different things. So first things first, one thing you should be aware of if you're thinking about moving here, you have the Grimsby wastewater treatment plant. Now, every time I go here, I never can smell it. But I do know some of my clients, and my girlfriend, for example, is very sensitive to smells, and I imagine it's similar to like the Burlington one or the Hamilton ones that at times on like a humid day that's a bit windy, you can notice it a little. But if you live in the area, drop a comment down below what you can notice. I don't really ever notice it, so that's why it isn't an issue to me, but would always at least recommend you going there and seeing it for yourself. But you also have the dog-free leash park right here, which is a great option. It's really the only dog park that I know about that's fantastic to allow your dogs to run off leash. And then in the Grimsby Beach, like I mentioned, you're going to find some of those classic older Victorian homes, but mainly what you're going to be finding here is a lot of detached homes and townhomes that were, again, built like 80s, 90s primarily. So going to be offering you a bit bigger lots, a little bit smaller than like the 60s and 70s homes, but a bit bigger than obviously the most recently finished up homes to choose from. And as you kind of see, like it does offer a few different access points to the QEW while we're here. You really get, I believe it's 2 primary ones, maybe 3 depending on where you want to consider it. But you have one access point right here to the QEW to enter. You have another one. Where is it? I believe it's right over here. You can pop on, yeah, right here. You can pop on the QEW and really hit the downtown core of Grimsby. And then the final one is kind of all the way over here in the Casablanca, Grimsby Lake entry point. So there's really 3 that you could enter on and enjoy the QEW to take you to one of the neighboring communities and cities. So that is really Grimsby broken down from the map point of view. If we go here now and we just get you a perspective on what you can expect from the traffic and exactly what you expect. So this is the live traffic hours we're seeing now. Now this is a decent understanding of where you can go, but like let's just go to rush hour traffic and really put the tolls to the test. So we'll do like Thursday at like, where is it, 5 p.m. So here's where you're going to notice it. So first and foremost, QEW, as you know, it's moving pretty well through Grimsby, but if you're commuting via the QEW, where you might get hit with the bottleneck is going over the Hamilton Skyway right here. Tends to be backed up a bit, as a lot of these people are also going to Hamilton and then split off to Grimsby or St. Catharines or wherever else they're going, like Niagara Falls. But once you get past that bottleneck, you kind of fly through and you go to Grimsby. Now, if you're going to like living on Grimsby on the lake, it's perfect because you're the furthest western point of Grimsby, giving you the closest access to like the Toronto access, so it just cuts off a bit of the commute time, and you just pop off the highway and you're right there. Whereas if you're like in the Nels Dorchester estate, you pop off onto like the downtown Grimsby, and there definitely is a choke point throughout this section here because it is those older communities. It tends to be more narrow roads, and as you can just see with all the oranges and the reds, can definitely add a few extra minutes to your commute time before you reach home. And then if you pop off at the last one here, you really don't notice much traffic, as it's, as you can see, majority green and easy access to go through. So that is just a general gist of Grimsby broken down on the map. If you are interested in learning more about the different neighborhoods of Grimsby and want to learn where I think the best and worst neighborhoods are in Grimsby based on what you're looking for, and really get a detailed analysis of it all, the next video I recommend is my video covering exactly that. So you can find that video right here. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day.